All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a 2009.5 G8 GXP owned by Junior, and this bad boy is a very old build from 2011, 2012-ish. Basically, it has an old leading filter cam in it. It's got, if you're OG, it's got Patriot dual valve springs. I haven't heard about Patriot in over so long. Anyway, so we're going to do fresh valve springs. We're going to upgrade the cam to a bigger camshaft. And we're going to do trunnions and low side fuel system, bigger injectors, and E85. Gonna keep the same pulley combo. We're just gonna turn it up with the E85 and the timing, just because we do not want to run into belt issues. And they already did the flip cog drive in the back. As you can see, they already did the cog deal back there. So again, really old build from a long time ago. She doesn't have any miles on her. She was built out in Maryland, then it went to Arizona, and then it made it here. So we're gonna give her a good bill of health. We're gonna bring her up to date with all fresh new components, and pretty much just we're gonna go for like another 80 to 100 rear wheel and see where we end up. But really nice. It is a 6-speed manual, sunroof 2-piece, and it will be given away in about 2-3 months from the day that I post this. So really nice. It even has a carbon fiber 2025 carbon fibre hood. Really nice setup. So let's get cracking, tear into this bad boy, and get it knocked out. All right, got her pretty torn down. Found a few things. It's not good either. Definitely not good. I'll go ahead and I'll show everybody the few things I found. So I don't even know where to start. So I guess we'll start off with like the spark plugs. So spark plugs that were in here. So this is a boosted setup. So at the bare minimum, probably low boost. You know, I don't know how much boost it made on the dyno or any history on that end of it, but usually you at least use an IX6 at the bare minimum. I just like to use 7s by default, just safe. This car had 5 X's. 5 X's, damn. Been around the block. No, Iridium TR5Xs. So that is hotter than stock, because stock is like 55. So that was the first thing I found. Next thing I found was stock push rods. Luckily nothing was bent. It is a small cam, not the end of the world, but basically you always want to do chrome moly push rods whenever you swap the cam out, no matter how small it is, because it did have, based off the paperwork that I had seen a couple of weeks ago, it did have the Patriot valve springs, which it does have the Patriot valve springs. So it does have that. It does have the Patriot dual valve springs with, I remember, they're big, huge locks. They call them 7-degree valve locks. But they're in here, so that was good. It did not have a trunnion, which is fine. Not the end of the world on that one. What else? It looks like we have a header gasket here leak, so we're gonna have to pull the header off and put a metal gasket in there, because this has a paper one in here. Next thing, pull the front apart. Cool. It's got a milling oil pump. All good. This dampener was broken. Dampener broken dampener. So broken dampener. So I got an LS3 one. So I'm gonna have to drop the pan, unbolt the chingadera, pull the pump off, change that out, just do it right. It is broken. So we didn't hear this, which is weird, but luckily I caught it. The plastic piece was hanging up here. The metal piece was all the way down there already, so I had to take it out with the magnet, and you can see the piece here that was broken. Yeah, right there. The other half of that, it's just spinning, but it won't come off because the oil pump's in the way. So anyway, nothing went in the oil pan. Maybe the top piece right here. Yeah, when I take it off, I'm gonna take a look in there, see what I could do. What was the other thing? Oh, the other thing. I don't care if you have high flow cats or whatever, aftermarket, blah, blah, blah. On a boosted setup, even on low boost, do not run cats, do not run high flow cats. Why? Because this is what happens. They were collapsed. I don't know if you guys can see this, but we shall, let's see, I can articulate this here. Yeah. Yep, that is collapse, no bueno. That is no bueno. And then we got our other one right here. Oh, no bueno. So both of them were collapsed. So this thing was losing a lot of power. So we're gonna get those removed because for performance aspects, that will hurt the engine. So those are the few things I found was spark plugs. Definitely too hot for boost. Stock push rods, not the end of the world because of the size of the cam, but it does have dual valve springs, which is putting a lot of pressure on those push rods. And then the other thing was the dampener and then the cats. So far, and then blown header gasket. So far, that's what I have found. So it's a good thing we're tearing into it and we're making more power. In doing so, we are actually figuring things out and fixing things as we go along. So I'll be putting a fresh set of VTR valve springs on here. I got chromoly push rods on the way, should be here tomorrow. I have an LS3 dampener in stock, so I'll go ahead and put one on there for them. And then, yeah, we're gonna keep on trucking, but so far so good. Hey, at least the crankshaft was pinned, thank goodness. So anyway, we're gonna get back and keep cracking. Let's get this camshaft in here. All right, got the camshaft in, got the dampener on. Had to drop the oil pan, take the oil pump off, yada yada yada. So the cam plate bolts, the Torx 40 bolts, 3 of them came out with some persuasion, and then the third one would not come out. I tried everything. I broke 2 of my bits. 2 of my bits right there. Anyway, I don't know where the other one's at. I think I was pissed off when I threw it somewhere. Anyway. Yep. So I won. But that sucked. But at any rate, put a new cam plate in, cam's in, dampener's on. It's all put back together. Oil pan's back up. So that's all good. ARP cam bolts, the whole 9. They did put a milling oil pump and a C5R chain, so that's nice. So dampener's on. It's all put back together. I put a new cam plate. You can see it's brand new back there. It's all shiny and nice. So now, put the whole front end back together, and then we're gonna work our way to doing the valve springs. We'll swap those out and keep on trucking. All right, so got the whole front end back together. The harmonic balancer the ATI that we got. It was a used one from Junior's old previous Chevy SS. It was double pinned. And thankfully, this crankshaft was double pinned. But to get those 2 pins aligned as you're pressing the pulley on, nightmare. It took me over an hour, but I got them aligned. A few tries, but I got them perfectly aligned, which is really hard to do. But I did get them aligned, and then slid the 2 pins in. It was good to go. ARP crank bolt. So I ended up put the radiator, put the fans back in, put the intercooler pump back on, the whole 9. And then what I ended up doing, I was like, man, I got a lot of stuff, like OG stuff, like magnets and stuff. So I was like, oh, let me go upstairs and see what I could find. So this is the pulley that was on there before. And then I found this bad boy sitting upstairs. This 2.8 right here. I found the 2.8. It is an 8 rib, but it's not going to affect anything. It's still on the 6 rib. And then I got a new HD belt, and then I adjusted the tensioner all the way. There's still a gap here, and the way this tensioner works, it goes out this way to get tight. So if it has any bounce or anything, I'll just adjust it back a little bit. But right now I got this thing super tight. It'll loosen up with some heat and some time. And then while I was in there, I went ahead, since it was easy to access with the radiator and the water pipe, just everything out, I went ahead, removed this, pulled the ECM out, black connector, pin 40, pinned the flex fuel sensor. So flex fuel sensor's pinned, got that done, routed, going that way, clean. ATI dampener, that pumps back on. I left the heater hoses off to the side because I have to do the valve springs, and it just gives me a little bit more access on that side. And if you guys haven't noticed, I'm literally waiting to do the valve springs at the very end, just because, you know, this side will go smooth. This side's going to be real fun, but whatever, I'll get it done no matter what. And I still have to replace the header gaskets as well because they're all blown out. I found more blown out stuff back there. And then on this side, I think this side I had one blown out. I think this one right here on the primary. So anyway, I'm gonna keep trucking on. Well, I'm gonna do the low side fuel system. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a DSX fuel system he had off of a V3, and I'm gonna retrofit it on this. Shouldn't be too hard. To trigger it, I might just do a hop switch. I have the other DSX deal for his ZR1 that we're no longer going to use because we're going to put a 4 fuel system on the ZR1. So he brought me that. I might have to extend 2 wires, a positive and negative, because it's all isolated back there. But we'll figure that out when we get there. But yeah, cool deal on this. Get a little bit more boost. Never hurt. And yeah, we'll see what happens, but we're gonna keep on trucking. Oh, and if you're gonna ask about why is there some gray stuff underneath my armpit, it's RTV. So whenever I RTV something, I get it on my fingers, I just go like this and I squeeze it off. Instead of ruining my rags, I just ruin my shirt. Obviously you can tell I use my right hand predominantly because it's on this side. So in case if you're wondering, just RTV, that's it. And yeah. All right, so we are underneath the Caro. Still have to get these cats deal figured out. So ended up mounting the fuel pump right here. Teed it in right here. I just trimmed the plastic back a little bit. Got that routed here. That is the pressure line. And then this is the feed line dealio here. You just gotta sump the tank. So all I gotta do is gotta move this heat shield a little bit, drill the hole, tap. It's 3/8 MPT to -6 fitting. Put that on there, then that'll feed the fuel pump to filter. Filter, boom, pressure goes right there. Boom, the DSX thing's done. It's retrofitted, and I ended up using the ZR1 DSX harness because this has a LS9 map sensor. It's perfect. perfect length and everything. I got mistaken with the C7 Z06 or Stingray kit because it's all used off of the CAN bus, off of the the CAN bus harness that goes by the e-brake on that side on the C7s. So I got confused. It's all basically standalone up there, but on the ZR11 you still have to hook it up to the map sensor traditionally and then run the cable. So the cable ended up being plenty length. I just have to run the ground, but I already got the power on here. That's done, and then I just have to do the ground and then drill tap the tank. And this guy has like over half a tank of gas. I told him to bring it on empty so I didn't make a huge mess, but now I'm gonna have to make a mess. And then yeah, but he brought me a couple of jugs so I can save most of the fuel. At any rate, that's what's next. Drill tap, finish the ground. I already connected the map sensor up front. I already got power ground. It's all controlled, switch 12 volt through the map sensor harness. That's what triggers the box. And then triggers the box to turn on with fuel pressure is based off of hertz. So anyway, not hertz, just when the map sensor sees a boost, it'll trigger the fuel pump. So we should have plenty of fuel. We still have to do the injectors. I'll save that to the very, very end. I'll put the valve covers on. After I put the valve covers on, then we'll do the injectors. But yeah, that's pretty much it underneath. And yeah, I'm gonna get to drilling and making a mess. It's gonna suck. All right, so stayed late last night. Knocked out the valve springs. So funny, I do this to myself. I was like, all right, I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna set up the valve spring tool, the air compressor. I'm gonna set it all up before I leave. And then that'll be the first thing I knock out tomorrow morning. And then I was like, let me just do one. So I did one. I'm like, let me just do the next one, do the next one. I was like, let me just do the next one, did the next one. I was like, okay, that's the hard one. I'll save that one for tomorrow. I was like, you know what? Let me just do this side. So I was like, all right, let me do this side, do this one, do this one, the next one. And I was like, man, I already got a rhythm going. Let me knock out that one, boom. And then I ended up just knocking out the last one. So I do it to myself. But anyway, got knocked out, got finished. Push rods should be here today. And the reason that I did not get him the push rods in the cam kit is because the assumption is that they had put push rods, but no, they had stock push rods in here. Anyway, push rods will be here today. I'm gonna do the VTR trunnion upgrade kit right now. And then spark plugs, wires, valve covers. Fuel system's done. I tapped the tank, drilled it, sealed it, tightened it up. So that's all buttoned up. What else? No, that's pretty much it. So now I'm just gonna knock these few things out and then we'll see where we end up. All right, so got the trunnions done. FedEx showed up with the push rods. Already swapped out the header gasket. So you see the BTR trunnions. You can see the 740 push rods in there. Like kind of, yep, right there. New header gasket, cleaned both surfaces out. Iridium IX7 spark plugs, gapped at 28. Fresh MSD wires, and then you guys can see the old gaskets. No es bueno. It was definitely blown out. So, at any rate, got that swapped out. Now I gotta put the valve cover on, go to the other side, knock that side out, and then put the valve covers on, and then we're gonna swap out the injectors, put the flex fuel sensor on. It's already pinned, I just gotta plug it into the coil and put it in the fuel line. I might redo the fuel line because it might crimp it or move it in a weird location because of the magnesin. So we'll see where it ends up, but I could definitely redo that, no problem. But out of everything here, this is gonna be the fun one right here. So you can see the injector. Fuel rail, that one's not bad. The one back there, not bad at all. This one up over there, yep, button head, 5mm. So I'm gonna have to take all this off and then deal with that. The other side should go a lot smoother. But yep, let's keep cracking. All right, got her all buttoned up. You guys will not believe. Fuel rail bolt on driver's side is underneath the actuator for the bypass valve, so I had to remove that, whatever. And they had Loctited the Allen head nut, or the Allen head bolt into the blower. So I had it's a 4mm, so I had a rolled 4mm with the ball end. Wouldn't come out, stripped it. There's no room in there. Man, it was like 2.5 hours, but I won. But again, another bolt that I had to fight on this car. Oh my goodness. Anyway, ended up getting it out finally after a long time. Pulled it out, cleaned everything all up, swapped the injectors, so on and so forth. Found another Allen head bolt that I had, and I put it in there. But man, was that a nightmare. It's right in there. See, you see a shiny new bolt there? Yep, right there, shiny new bolt. But it was a nightmare. I had to take so many things off that absolutely sucked. But at any rate, we're done, wrapped up. I'm gonna add fuel in it, check for leaks, turn the ignition on. Obviously we have injectors, so we can't turn it on until we get flashed, which Guy's red zone is going to be tuning this car. But I've gotten all buttoned up, back together. I already changed the oil. Just gonna do coolant, distilled water, water wetter, all the good stuff on that. Check for fuel leaks. And then I still have one more of those collapsed cats to gut out, which that again took me like an hour yesterday. So I got one done. I still need to do the other one. I'll probably do that tomorrow. But all in all, it's all put back together. Again, test for fuel leaks, make sure everything's good. And then I'll put water in it and distill water, water wetter, and a little bit of coolant. And then we'll go ahead and fire up here. Hopefully tomorrow, if he can get here tomorrow, that'd be awesome. But yeah, there it is. Yeah, another bolt fought me. That sucked. Absolutely sucked. So this car has fought me, but it all turned out well. And can't wait to hear the car, and then see what she puts down in the dyno. And remember, you will be able to enter to the giveaway on this on Junior Z28 Junior's deal. So see how it goes, but we'll tap in next. Hopefully it's firing it up. All right, as you can see, the G8 is now gone. Guys, due to scheduling conflicts, basically he had the car picked up this morning, towed it out. I'll insert a picture here of it. And then I'm gonna have him send me an idle video, and if we get it in time, we'll get the dyno numbers. If not, I'll post them in the comments afterwards when we get it done. But other than that, the car is done. We'll get an idle video for you guys, and then we'll go from there. But thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.